Halloween, everybody! I'm gonna show you today how to do the Vampire Bat Queen. Not just Vampire Queen, Vampire Bat Queen. All the prosthetics you see will be on mostlydead.com, which I will list all the links to everything I use in the description below. If you're as excited as I am, please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and smack the subscribe button and join the horsepower. Now, no more horsing around. Let's get right to the video, and let's get started. We're gonna start off by putting on our vampire ears. I almost said werewolf. I've recycled these from my werewolf ears to now my vampire ears. It's kind of ironic because don't werewolves and vampires hate each other, but they share the same ears. I don't know, maybe they're related somehow. By the way, if you haven't seen my werewolf tutorial, you should totally check it out. I'm using Graftobian Pro Paint to attach my vampire ears. If you're using these for the first time, they recommend like grease paint, which I don't have here. I tried cream paint, which didn't work that well. So I used my airbrush, but grease paint or just spray paint it white. You'll be shading it later, so it doesn't really matter what the base color is or what it's made of. Now taking the tiniest pieces of tissue, dip it a little bit liquid latex and then cover the edges so there's no line showing. This is what happens in fall time. I think they just move in here whenever they want. I don't think so. Once you're for sure that all the liquid latex is dried from your ear, powder it down with translucent powder. Now I'm gonna go over my prosthetics again with white since some of the paint got lost in the application. I'm using an airbrush, but I'm sure most of America doesn't have an airbrush. You can, they recommend grease paint, so you can go with their recommendation, or you could do cream paint. It's up to you. Now I paint the rest of my face white with my normal water-based body paint, and then go down to your neck as far as your neck would be showing. Okay, now I'm gonna line my eyes with white. We're just gonna drag that white down like so. I'm using a gray eyeshadow and an angled brush, and I'm gonna make the shadow of your new eye. Okay, we'll come back to the bottom of the eyes later. Now we're gonna prime our eyeballs. Prime our eyeballs. I'm gonna take a pretty fluffy brush like this. I'm just using the lid. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way, but I'm using the Give Face neon pigment. Tapping it in the lid because this stuff is pretty pigmented. And just lightly brush over the top of your crease. And blend that out pretty good. It's kind of like a reddish pink, but I think it's a good color to start with. And if you're doing it this way, make sure you line it with your new eye, not your old eye. Now you can slightly shade it under your new eye. Okay, next color will be a pretty bright red, not as pink. And then you're gonna, again, go over the crease, but not as far. And then going in with the angle brush, I'm using a dark red. And then going inside the crease and blend it out just a little bit. I'm not saying tickle this time, in case you were watching the werewolf. That was awkward. If you didn't watch the werewolf tutorial, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Ignore that. Now taking a brush with a little bit of eyeshadow primer, and we're gonna make a cut crease. I'm using Kat Von D's Everlasting Glimmer Veil in Lolita. It's supposed to be a lipstick, but it makes a great eyeshadow too. And just on the outside, use a little bit of black and shade that in toward the center. Now using a pretty light colored highlighter, almost white but not quite white, just gonna go in toward the inner corner. Okay, I'm back. My Mom came in here and asked if I wanted to go shopping. I'm like, sure, let's go. So that explains the sudden clothes change. Anyway, moving on. We're gonna go over our new eyeball again with the same white jumbo eye pencil. And then set that with an off-white eyeshadow. Okay, now we're gonna shade just a little bit of the new eyeball with a little bit of gray on the edges. Now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes and put on some mascara, and I think we're done for the eyes. Actually, change of thought. Normally I don't add false lashes to my makeup looks, but we're trying to go for a cute theme here, so I think I'm gonna add some false lashes on. Except these lashes are cheap. They don't curve to the eyeball right. Never mind, we're not gonna do lashes. You know what? I'm gonna paint false lashes on the lower lid, so it kind of gives off the vibe of I have a bigger eye. Alright, with black eyeshadow, I'm just gonna shade in my eyebrows to be black. I'm gonna use an old lipstick by Urban Decay. I'm not sure if they have it around anymore, but it's called Bad Blood, in case you want the same lipstick as me, but it's basically a bright red lipstick. Okay, now I'm going with Kat Von D's white lipstick and adding a small highlight in the center. And with a little bit of black eyeshadow, just shade at the outer edges of the lips. We're gonna mess it up a little bit, make that same smoky effect as what you have for the eyes. I'm probably gonna go with the bright red eyeshadow, not the neon one, but the bright red, and just slightly shade, ever so slightly shade around the lips. Okay, now you can leave this as a beauty vampire makeup, but we're not in this for beauty. We're not the vampire queen, we're the vampire bat queen. We're gonna put the nose on. So I'm covering the inside of this with Prosthetics, letting that dry for a little bit so it's sticky, and then put it on my nose. And once you think the Prosthetics is sticky enough, put it on your nose and just kind of massage it in there until you're satisfied. Oh yeah, attractive, isn't it? Just like with the ears, you're gonna take a little bit of pieces of tissue and seal around the edges so the edges aren't showing. Now powder all the liquid latex areas with translucent powder. Whichever method you'd want to paint your prosthetic, paint it with that. Now what we're gonna do is start shading the nose with the same colors that we used for our eyes, starting with that neon pigment. I'm just gonna start going in right inside the nostril. Then going in with that bright red, and we're just gonna shade right under each line of the prosthetic. Just let the prosthetic do all the work. Let it create all the lines for you. Okay, the bright red's not even showing up, so we're just gonna go right into the dark red and then shade from there. The dark red I'm using is Gash by Urban Decay. I'll have all the products that I use listed in the description. Okay, and the darkest areas go in there with black. If you find that some places aren't sticking as well to the prosthetic, you could just use some dry normal body paint and shade it with that. I'm not actually sure what I'm going to be doing with the nose. I'm just going to be playing around with the different colors, and I'll probably add some few whiskers. My inspiration is an actual vampire bat, so I'll just be playing around with the colors until I get it right. So I can't really explain the steps that I'm making other than just trial and error and playing around with the colors until you're satisfied. I'm gonna move on to the highlights. Alright, we're almost done. I'm gonna shade my ears now with dark red eyeshadow. Okay, now I think I am finished. I'm just gonna put my wig on and my contacts on, and we're done.